Hello, welcome to Crow's Corner. I'm Jenny. This is the grand finale, the final episode of the Hogwarts Greenhouse series. So, if you haven't watched the other episodes yet, I highly recommend you pause this one and go do that. There are pottery videos, I'm not actually making pottery, but I'm making the pots and the flowers. There's furniture videos. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going to be going into this greenhouse that I made in the previous videos. What you're seeing right now is me sort of filling in and decorating the back part. I'm using stuff that I've used in previous videos, fake plants from Temu mostly. This back part I've left empty for a long time, and before I can put in everything else that I've made, I definitely need to decorate this. There is also a Temu haul video that you can check out if you're interested in knowing more about the products that I'm using. There will be a roof coming in this episode, but first I really want to get in there, and it's hard to see, once the roof is on, it's hard to see back there, so this was an important step. If you're new to my channel, hopefully you've seen the other videos previous to this episode, but if you haven't, welcome, and I would hope that you could hit the subscribe button for me. If you're not new and you still haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Make sure you do that and hit the like button as well, and leave comments down below. I love interacting with everybody. You inspire me, so thank you for your support. I know it's hard to see back there, but I promise I will get some really good shots in the middle and near the end of this video. You will get to see everything close up. I'm just using tacky glue, Eileen's tacky glue, to glue everything down. When it comes to the furniture later, I don't actually glue it down because I kind of want to play with it and test and see where I like it, but all of these flowers I'm gluing into place. Now, here comes the roof part. I started by making a sort of pattern with some cheap poster board that I had on hand. It was really hard to get the right angle for this. It's not flat by any means, it's slanted and sloped, especially around that curve was hard to do. And then the next thing I did was took some dollar store foam board and followed along that path. I had to cut some strange angles and just kind of piece this together to get it to work out. I'm using some painter's tape just to temporarily put it in place. Make sure you peel off the paper on both sides of the poster board. Sorry, not poster board, the foam board. Otherwise, when you paint it, it will warp. I start by coating this with a mixture of Mod Podge and black acrylic paint. That seals it up nicely and prepares it for what's next. Plus, this will be sort of the underneath side of the roof, and I don't want it to draw any attention, so the black really does a good job of that. Now, this stuff right here is some recycled packaging. It came in my Chewy boxes. It's great for sort of a corrugated roof. So I just chopped it up and again follow the same sort of pattern around the top of the roof. The angles were a little tricky. I had to cut this into some smaller sections because I still wanted to keep a nice pattern with the ridges. It took a few tries, a few attempts to cut this to the right shape and get it all to fit. I'm using a mixture of the tacky glue and some hot glue. The hot glue provides an immediate or almost immediate fix or secure in place kind of effect. And then even though the hot glue might peel off later, the tacky glue, once it dries in the long run, will hold it in place. This last piece amazingly just fit. It was a total fluke. Now I'm going around the outer edge and smoothing out the curve, and then I'll do the same for the inner edge. And the next thing I did was my sort of 3-step process of making this an aged copper roof. So I start with the copper metallic acrylic paint. And then to give it a nice verdigris, I used 2 different types of teal or turquoise paint. One's a darker version first, and then the lighter version on top of that once it dries. And I make sure that this is kind of streaky, so I can still see a little bit of the copper showing through. And again, using some glue, 2 different types, the hot glue gun and the Island's tacky glue, to put this in place. And this is not the final roof, this is just the first lip or first edge of the roof. Now, this next piece that I'm putting on is some more window panes. If you don't know, let's see, if you haven't watched the second video, I believe, where I'm making the walls, you should go check that out. That'll go in more detail for how I made these. I have a very bad habit of burning my fingers on this hot glue. I'm impatient. Now I'm starting to form the top. Again, it's just scraps of cardboard from packaging, and I just made a simple triangular shape, and I'm holding it in place with the tape. I'm not actually going to glue this down, because if I ever want to get back into the back part or look down from the top, I'll need to be able to remove this. I start by coating it with some black paint with Mod Podge, and then I proceed with my copper roof trifecta, I guess you could call it. Now here we go. Here's the fun part. I really enjoyed this process. Again, that's from my furniture video, so go check that out if you haven't. But I really want this to look well-worn, lived in, used. I mean, this is Hogwarts, and it's just chock full of items. And I really think that the lights give it such a magical property. Now I'm attaching the front steps with the fountain. And here we are, guys. I really appreciate all of the support you've given me throughout this whole series. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was a lot of fun to make and a lot of fun to share with you. Remember to leave comments and like and subscribe. I love interacting with you. I just noticed that the roof is a little askew. Oh well, let's just embrace the wabi-sabi of life. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, evening, night, week, whatever it is for you, and I will see you in the next one.